Hey guys, and welcome to my first look at Nidhogg. This is a very anticipated like 2D fencing simulator that's been going around at conventions and stuff for a really long time. You know, you see it at like PAX or something, or GDC, and you know, it's people were always telling stories about how fun it was, but it was like impossible to find any information about the actual game online for a really long time. It's been, I think, like 3 years that it's been in development like that, and it's finally out. It is maybe a little bit disappointing for some of you, and I'll tell you why as we go on. But, you know, here it is, highly anticipated fencing simulator. It's really well done. But the main problem with it is that the multiplayer online is not as great as the multiplayer locally. So let's go ahead and show off some of the gameplay before we get talking about any of that. So we're this guy on the left. Orange dude is the AI, and we have these swords, and I just press up and down to move the position of my sword, and these are all like different offensive and defensive positions. And then I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna try to disarm this guy by moving my sword into his any second now, or I'll just stab him. Fuck it. Because this is like the level 1 AI. The AI gets better as you go through the single player. It's just, there we go. The sword is down, we stab him. So the way to win is, you might notice this guy just keeps on respawning. Wow, I'm an idiot. This guy keeps on respawning, and I just knocked his sword out of his hand. Oh man, what a throw! Well done, AI. This guy is going to continue respawning, and so the way you actually win has nothing to do with actually killing the man. Well, it has a little bit to do with killing the man, but mostly you just need to get all the way to your like assigned direction. So he's trying to get left. I'm trying to get right, and I have won. So to win, you get eaten by this giant worm that exists on the furthest side of your area. So if I let the AI, well, I was gonna let the AI kill me. If I allow the AI to kill me, then as you see, he needs to go left. He has that arrow up there. Wow. He is really afraid of, oh my god. The AI cannot deal with this situation. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like the single player of Nidhogg is not impressive. Really at all. It's a really interesting fighting game, but the AI makes it not, you know, particularly interesting to play. I beat it pretty much on my first try, just going through every dude. I say pretty much because another problem with this game is that when you pause it and Alt-Tab, then it continues taking input from your keyboard. And oh man, no. Why couldn't I get up? That was weird. My guy just stayed on the ground. Anyway, so he has no sword, so he's totally fucked now. Because he forgot to pick one up for some reason. But I'll just pull out his heart there. So the AI is not very good, as you can see. With this guy, is probably just gonna, if I just let him kill himself, nah, he's not gonna quite do it. But I could just keep running, and then he'll spawn in front of me. He's gonna throw his sword at me. It's not gonna work, and I'm just gonna keep on running past. Oh my god, I'm the worst. Not super easy actually to talk and play this game at the same time, I found. But also this background makes it really hard to see the swords. Maybe my eyes are just tired. It is pretty late at night right now. But having trouble distinguishing my sword from the background. But luckily we're out of that super bright background and we can just run. So this is kind of the way it goes. Like, he needs to stop me and kill me, and I have the impetus, you know, the... God, what's the word I'm thinking of? I don't know. I'm in control of the game, and I can just keep running, and then I win. And he has to stop me. And meanwhile, if he kills me, then he gets the initiative. Initiative is the word I was looking for. And then he gets to make progress instead. So he's disarmed me, which is a really bad situation to be in. Sometimes you can like kick him in the head. Wow, disarmed me again. There we go. Fuck that guy. I'll just throw my sword at him. You can throw your sword by holding up and attacking. And that's a handy but risky maneuver. Like you want to use that only in specific circumstances, pretty much only when the enemy does not have a sword or they're like running away from you and you're going to kill yourself anyway. Killing yourself is a really important mechanism, because if they get past you and start running away, then you can just kill yourself so you can spawn ahead of them instead of trying to chase them down and wasting a bunch of time, because again, kills don't actually matter. So I'll just rush past that AI as well. And as we go on, the AI is going to become more and more difficult, but more than that, and this is kind of something that pisses me off as well, the main way the AI gets like more powerful is by cheating, in that it takes you longer and longer to spawn the higher you go, and takes the AI less and less time to spawn, to the point where it's like to walk across a room, you have to kill the AI like 4 or 5 times. It's ridiculous. So that's an issue. But the AI is really stupid, even at the highest level, so it still works out. And even a pretty new player, I consider myself very bad at Nidhogg, can easily defeat the single player campaign. And like your score is kind of like how fast you beat the campaign, but you know, I don't find that particularly interesting. That guy just expected me to stand and fight him too. The AI is also really bad at learning when to like run instead of trying to fight. Like often they'll invest too much in killing you when they have the initiative when they could just leave. Wow, that was a smooth maneuver. Oh my god, there we go. But the game feels great to play. Like I have no complaints whatsoever. See, look at that. He just stood there when he could have run off screen, so he could have spawned in front of me, and I would have had to kill him again in that little hut before I could go. I'm gonna make him approach me in this doorway because it's more difficult to attack there. Yep, nicely done, AI. This is gonna throw his sword at the wall. That will happen every single time. It's not like he got unlucky. Like you can't throw a sword under a thing. So I'm mystified as to why the computer doesn't know that. But it does it all the fucking time. Like the computer just constantly throws its sword at things that it can't throw its sword through, and then doesn't have a sword. Oh no! Yeah, tripped him and took his heart out. So that's another maneuver. You can jump kick or you can roll sweep kick, and both of those are maneuvers that can be done without a sword that allow you to kind of gain the initiative. They'll drop their sword when you do that, and also end up on the ground where you can tear their heart out. Even unarmed. Wow, he just fucking teabagged me. Did you guys see that? He's like crouched and jumped up and down on my body. That was really funny. Oh, what a throw! That I thought I won right there. But yeah, I've played this a little bit against Zen actually. Oh, maybe I shouldn't spoil that because that is actually a green versus Zen. I can't believe I forgot that. But in the green versus Zen, and here's why I don't necessarily recommend purchasing Nidhogg, even though it's a very well-made game, is because as you can see, single player is not super engaging. This is not something you'll spend more than, you know, a couple hours with probably. If that. I don't think I've spent that long on it, and I'm already pretty bored of it. But the online play is really terrible. Like some of the worst netcode. Literally, I'm not like trying to shit on the game or anything when I say that it is one of the worst netcodes I've seen in a long time. I really want him to raise his sword up so I can roll under him because I can't jump kick him here. Ah! Yeah, that was... When you lose your sword in those little tunnels like that, you're in a pretty much untenable situation because it's really hard to kill somebody in a situation like that without a sword if they have one. Yeah, the netcode is like... The way it works is one person is hosting and one person is not. The person who's hosting has almost no lag. There is some lag, especially in the ways like the enemy player teleports around and shit, which can be frustrating, but nothing compared to what the enemy player has to deal with. The enemy player basically just gets all of the information about the gameplay very late from the like server player. And so shit will happen like you will jump over them and then you'll teleport back and be on their sword and dead. Like you'll have cleared them and be already running away when that happens. Or things will happen like you see yourself stab them and you're like, alright, nice, time to run. And then it turns out they're actually still alive and they like get back up and are stabbing you with their sword. It's like, okay, come on now. Like don't dangle the carrot in front of me. So it's really spectacularly awful. Come on, man. There we go. But local multiplayer, I have to imagine works perfectly because there's no latency there to worry about. Oh, he threw his sword right after I gave up and just like rolled into his sword to get moving here. Oh my god, this AI, too strong. I'm playing very poorly here. Oh, we killed each other. Yeah, I'm not my greatest exhibition of Nidhogg play. Oh my god! How did he not get stabbed by me there? What the fuck was that? Oh my god. No. Oh, wait a minute. I have the initiative now. I forgot that I killed him. Anyway, I'll grab a sword on my way. You just pick up a sword by pressing down, by the way. And again, control's really good. It takes a little bit to get used to. I wouldn't call these controls like, standardized or anything. There's not really any games that play like this. But the game does what it wants to do with the controls really well. Oh man, this guy just jumps into the hole. But yeah, There's also significant control delay. I don't know why it's taking me so long to get up sometimes. That's really odd. I've never had that issue with the controls before. Shit, what was I about to say? That's another issue with multiplayer, is that you also get substantial delay on your inputs if you are not the server, which is really frustrating, because you'll do things like press A to jump over a pit, and then you just walk into the pit because it doesn't let you jump. It's really... So, basically, if you are planning on playing Nidhogg with a friend who does not live near you, then that is a bad plan, and there are other games that you guys should purchase instead. You know, there's like Sonic All-Stars Racing and a bunch of fighting games that I'm sure exist, and you know, lots of stuff that you can do with a friend online that does not have the worst netcode in the world. I don't think there's any reason at the purchase price. I think it's like $15 for this game, which is, you know, reasonable for what it is, which is a really good local multiplayer game, because it is very well designed. Ah, fuck. Took my sword away. It is very well designed. Could I please pick up my sword? No. Maybe that's not my sword. That looked like my sword on the ground. I think it went off of the screen, so I literally just can't get it. Stop dancing around like a motherfucker. Ah. Yeah, it was a pretty much untenable situation. My sword was going to be disintegrated into the ether there. And that's often the deciding factor, is you disarm somebody, which this AI seems really good at, and then you can just kill them really easily if they don't have a sword. Oh fuck. So anyway, to reiterate what I was talking about earlier, because I'm not sure if I got cut off in the middle of it. Do not buy this for the online play, basically. That's not what you're buying for. And don't buy it for the single player either. Buy this for the local multiplayer, because it's good in local multiplayer. What the fuck just happened? That was really weird. My character disappeared. I think I died and got off the screen at the same exact time, and the game didn't know what to do about it for a little while. That was odd. Okay, I've actually never seen that either. Just displaying weird, like, glitches and just intricacies of controls that did not exist for me before. Oh shit. Ah, okay. He's gonna get back to the previous screen. I should have just killed myself, but I was trying to like jump kick him from behind. Probably a bad idea. I should have just gotten my sword back. These wheat fields, by the way, are the worst. Mainly because the AI can see where your sword is, I'm quite sure, and that becomes more and more obvious as you get to the higher levels of AI. But also just because I don't like the mechanic of not being able to see either of our swords very well. But the AI can straight up tell, like, oh, your sword's low now, oh, your sword's high now, and they'll take advantage of that and stab you. Or just jump onto my sword like an idiot. Oh, shit! I think going through that window actually, like, took away my ability to dive kick, which I did not expect. Because, from my perspective, it kind of seemed like I was going to dive kick that guy. Why did I spawn over there? What the fuck? And this is always my worst stage. I don't really like this stage very much because, again, the mechanic of not being able to see your opponent's stance is pretty brutal. The way the stance works, by the way, is kind of an interesting mechanic. It's like, you know, each stance kind of has its weaknesses and strengths. The middle sword stance is very balanced because you can quickly switch to either of the other stances. The lower stance blocks you against rolls, so if somebody tries to roll under you and sweep you, then they'll just die on your sword. And the upper stance stops you from being hit by most dive kicks unless they're at a really high angle. And also, both middle and high block you from throwing swords. If you're facing the thrown sword, you will not get hit by it if you have your sword up at all. But if it's down, then you'll get hit in the face with the thrown sword and die. So you have to think. There's a lot of strategy to it and a lot of like slow inching back and forth. What was he doing? This dude is very silly. Okay, let's just get over him. There we go. All right, I think we can win now because we're out of the fucking wheat fields, and that's the main problem. I just have to kill this man. Come at me, bro. You're stuck out there. You can't do anything. I'm in this nice warm house. I've got some barrels. What do you have? Rain. You're just stuck in the rain. Oh my god, I didn't jump. I think it still thought that I was under the fucking doorway. I tried to jump kick him because he had made himself vulnerable to it, but oh my god. See, that's what I'm talking about. The AI starts spawning faster and faster. If that was me, there's no way I would have spawned there to have a chance to kill him before he got off screen. And it starts getting just fucking ridiculous as you go on. So as you can see, the AI, you know, it poses a challenge. There's been a lot of back and forth, but I have not lost a game. And it's been a long time since I've actually lost a game against the AI, because they're just, you know, kind of incompetent. And that's okay. It's really hard to make AI for a game like this. And that's not generally the strong suit of a game like this. This is not a single player game. But the fact that you can't really play online either makes it a tough sell for, you know, most target audiences, I would say. I was talking to Zen about this in the Green vs. Zen, that I think the ideal situation for Nidhogg is, you know, assuming you can't have like a convention floor, is like put this on an arcade machine in a bar. That would be amazing. Okay, game randomly paused. What the fuck is going on with Nidhogg? Maybe it doesn't like being recorded so much. But I feel like I've had a lot more issues with the game in this video than in any of my other gameplay, and I've beaten the single player twice, so that's pretty weird. And I've also, oh shit, this is something that I got cut off from saying. Really serious design flaw with Nidhogg. If you pause the game and Alt-Tab, then the game will stop, or will continue taking keyboard input. So say, like, I was trying to talk on Skype while I was trying out Nidhogg, and I repeatedly would, like, pause the game, type on Skype, and then find out that typing had closed the game. Because, like, I was already on the pause screen, right? From Alt-Tabbing, that just automatically puts you on the pause screen. And then if you navigate from the pause screen down to the quit game and then press a confirmation button, then the game closes. And that's, I'm not sure what combination of buttons that is, but it's probably something like SS, X or something. Probably not X. Maybe M or period. I don't really know what the keyboard controls are because I use a controller for this, which I highly recommend. But whatever it was, it happened most times I had to Alt-Tab to type something, which is just unacceptable in my opinion. Like, that's, you can't just have a game like that. I might lose here. Things are going badly against Green Man. Oh well, he's just gonna drop himself into the hole. The AI seem pretty bad at finishing. There have been a lot of times where I've been pushed to the end screen by the— what the fuck was that? He dropped his sword, I stabbed him, and then he had a sword and stabbed me. Did you guys see that? He obviously picked up his sword from underneath him, but he did it faster than any human could possibly have thought. Finally, he spawns behind me, but you see how fast that motherfucker was spawning. That's what I'm talking about. He just starts spawning faster and faster, and I start spawning slower and slower. We're still only like partway through the campaign, but that's going to get worse and worse as we go on. And I consider that like a pretty huge problem with the AI system. Just like, I don't like cheating AI in general. That just doesn't sit well with me. I'd rather they were a real opponent instead of just, you know, getting more and more, because it's always rage-inducing to die to something that was not really your, you know, where the AI had abilities that you don't. In a game like this where it's supposed to be just a symmetrical 1 versus 1 situation, this guy is gonna make things difficult. He's just gonna stand there. He stood there with his sword at me for so long. I have no idea why. Just mystifying decision. And then he took my sword away again. This guy is getting really lucky with the disarms there. Oh man, this guy. But watch, now he's going to see how long it took me to fucking spawn in this room. Like, he would have had time to just run across this room and win if he had wanted to, but I think he's just gonna fall in the hole again. Yeah, he's not very good at dealing with that hole. Oh fuck. But now I might not spawn in time. Okay, I did spawn in time. This might be my first loss against the AI though, because things are not going well here. It's tough for me to get back through this corridor if he's going to continually be able to disarm me. What is he doing? Just crawling on the floor. Oh, that was close. He shouldn't have come back for me. He should have just run, but I'll take what I can get. Perfect. See if I can come back from this, and then at the end of this I think we'll go ahead and wrap up the video. I think you've seen all you need to see of the combat system of Nidhogg. Just imagine playing this against another player who's sitting next to you with a controller, and that is the experience that you're going to see. And if you want to see some of the multiplayer to see that I'm not lying about how goddamn horrible it is, Then on Sunday, there will be a Green vs. Zen and Nidhogg that's, I think it's on Zen's channel this week. So definitely check that out. That if you don't know, if you're like here just because you want to see some Nidhogg review and not because you're a follower of my channel, I do a weekly series of competitive games with my friend Zen, and we go back and forth between our channels. So, you know, you'll be able to see on Sunday kind of what the multiplayer experience is going to look like if you want to play Nidhogg for any amount of time, because again, there's not really much here in the single player. It's all multiplayer, and as well it should be. This is not a game designed for a single player, but it's really unfortunate that they couldn't have invested some time into making the netcode good, because, you know, there are definitely games that are less complicated or more complicated than this, systems wise, as far as things you need to communicate between players, that have really good netcode and play very well online. So it's surprising to me that a game as, you know, at least visually simple as this, and kind of input simple, you know, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on in this game. It's surprising to me that they couldn't have made the netcode passable, but this is not, you just can't play this game online. Don't do it. Do not play Nidhogg on the internet, because it will disappoint you. And that's something that I haven't actually seen in a lot of reviews, which surprises me. It really shocked me when I played Nidhogg online and it was just the worst experience of my life, and I was just like, how come nobody told me this? So I want to make sure that people know that from my review, that it's just an unacceptable online experience that you will not enjoy. So pick up the game if you have some friends to play with. It would be a really good party game, but if you don't have a lot of people to play games with in person, then you're not going to want to pick up Nidhogg, because it is going to disappoint you and probably be a pretty big waste of money. But anyway, that's how I feel about Nidhogg. It's a pretty good game, very well designed combat, very interesting multiplayer, but again, you can't play it unless you're local, so a very niche title, I think, or it should be. Anyway, see you guys next time.